Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. Today I'm sitting down with Minswap, which is currently the #1 DEX on Cardano by trading volume and by TVL and by most metrics out there. So looking forward to having a chat with the guys as we see increased trading volume on Cardano, new users coming in to find out what's going on with them now and what they're looking at next on the DEX. So Long has been on before with Burrito that time. So Long, great to have you back. And a new face on the channel today, Ramik. How are you? And you want to give an introduction to yourself?
Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. First off, thank you so much, Paul, for having us here and talking about Minswap. And hello, everyone. My name is Ramik Server. In a nutshell, I'm a growth advisor, digital nomad, rational optimist, among other things. I have been in Web3 marketing for around 6 years now, of which the last three years I've laser focused in Cardano DeFi. And the best part of last decade I've spent in crypto is working alongside industry leaders like Algorand, Curve, Near, Rarible, and more. And today I'm privileged to be representing Minswap Labs as their growth and strategy guy.
Nice. Yeah, and hopefully that's a lot of really great experience to have there. And we're coming into what looks like good times for Cardano. Not potential, it looks like it will happen with Bitcoin integrations and what's going to happen there with Bitcoin OS. I'm sure that's going to open up a lot of opportunities for Minswap too in terms of new assets coming into play. But what's been going on with Minswap lately? So obviously the markets have been looking a lot better. We're starting to see more traders taking notice, more native assets being traded. But for Minswap in particular, how has things been?
Well, in a nutshell, things have been amazing, like with the price going up, with everything coming into conclusion, with the activities going up, the overall volume. And in fact, just a fun fact over here and something that we are proud of at Minswap DEX just hit top 50 on DeFi Llama based on volume, which is with the 10 million volume, which is pretty exciting for us. So we are proud of that milestone, and that just marks what is going to happen in future. And this is just the beginning. And just a little bit of explanation on that front, Minswap, our trading with the ADA going up, and not just ADA, but mostly all of the CNTs going up as well due to all these Bitcoin integration, all these things happening with Charles going to SpaceX, going to DC, talking with people, having conversations with different ecosystems, recently Polkadot and stuff. Things have been wild. Like, Cardano was underrated. Cardano has always been underrated. People were ignoring Cardano up until now, and now people are talking about Cardano mostly because of the fundamentals that we had always been focused on. So things have been going pretty good. Volumes have been soaring. Most people are getting back into Cardano. In fact, some of my friends who are in crypto, who were previously in the what I call cool kids blockchain, they are coming to Cardano asking me, in fact, okay, Ramik, how do I get into Cardano? Where do you recommend? And various other things, just an example. But yeah, that's been pretty amazing. And I still think the best is yet to come.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just show TapTools here in the background for people who mightn't be familiar with it. TapTools, great website on Cardano for any stats that you want across all different DEXs, trading, assets, NFTs. It's definitely the place to go right now for that. If you look over the last 90 days, you can see since the beginning of November, we're really starting to see an uptick in the amount of assets being traded, which is great. Obviously, on the top level, people look at the volumes on ADA are increasing, and that starts to overflow into the different ecosystems. Generally, when you start to see more interest in crypto, Bitcoin starts to get the interest first, then it flows into other layer ones, and then it'll start to flow into them ecosystems. So I think in terms of native assets and everything on Cardano, things are only starting to really kick off. And the best of that is to come yet in terms of users getting involved and more assets coming out. You guys have also launched your Launch Bowl. So for our new IDOs, for new projects launching on Cardano, this only came out recently. As I'm recording, the Tokyo IDO is ongoing. It has hit its minimum raise, which is great to see. Cerberus was the other one that hit that. But do you want to, and by the time this is published, the Tokyo one might be finished. I'm not sure when we're going to push this out, but it'll be a few days anyway. But do you want to talk a bit about this, or why why the launch bowl or where it came about? I know there was a version of this previously, but this is kind of a reformed version.
No, yeah, absolutely. So I can start and give a little bit of background, and I'll let Long chime in. So uh, so regarding the price fluctuations, regarding the price going up, regarding the exciting times, you see, back in 2022, back in 2021-ish, 2021 is, just imagine this. Cardano got its smart contract compatibility. There is a new DEX in the market. Everyone is hyped up to a point that we are actually willing to spend days for just one transaction, one trade to complete on the DEX. And this is when three developers from Vietnam saw a need, a pain, and teamed up to build a painkiller and what today is known as Minswap DEX. And fast forward to today, now we are more than ready to support this kind of ecosystem, to support this kind of user base coming to our ecosystem, this kind of hype coming to our ecosystem, because now fast forward to today, we at Minswap alone, we have the most supportive, biggest community, we have largest TVL, we have most liquid token, a very intuitive UI for anyone, regardless of their experience in Web3, can come and trade and do all they want, and a very supportive team of people who are always willing to go above and talk to them and speak to them. So speaking of LBE and speaking of IDO, IDO is a pretty recent addition to our product suite, to our side offerings that we have. And the reason we had IDO is, so initially we had LBE, and LBE is really not there for raising fund. It is there for price discovery through community action and beyond. So we have, and the reason I say Cardano, the exciting time is the best is yet to come, is we have so many good projects, we have so many innovative projects, native projects to Cardano coming to chain, and these projects came to us and mentioned their problem, what they're having, and the problem was they wanted to raise fund. They wanted to raise fund in the ecosystem. They wanted to uh, not just discover price, because their price had already been discovered by the investors who had already previously invested in them through private rounds, pre-seeds, angel investing, and etc. And they wanted a pro rata mechanism for token sale. So we saw a need. We teamed up and we built this side product, which is IDO Initial DEX Offering, and this goes through pro rata distribution, and thus this is very recent. And we actually had our first IDO project, Pandora, who well, unfortunately they were not able to hit their minimum, but then we had Cerberus, who was able to have a very good massive success. And the reason Pandora was not able to hit its maximum, one of the reasons is that the day Pandora's IDO started, ADA price just went from 43 cents to 67 max. And obviously there comes the psychology of price going up and everything that played a vital role in not of their success. But then we had Cerberus, and Cerberus raised their minimum raise was 500K, but they were able to raise a staggering 3.4 million ADA, given the price going up, which is a massive success for us as the tech provider, and them as the risk rating platform, as a project in Cardano ecosystem. And right now we have Tokyo, and as you mentioned earlier, Tokyo also hit its minimum, which was 1 million ADA. And I'm very confident that they would be able to raise or raise the amount that they are wanting to raise, which is 2 million, because they already are 1.3 million ahead. So pretty exciting stuff. Long, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. Okay. So the IDO, why we launched the IDO is it's a very well demanded launch mechanism. So the launch bowl is not just LBE; it's a suite of launch mechanism or launching tool. So we have like a very simple tool that can mint a token and update the token metadata or logo, and charge only 10 ADA in fee. And then we have like the classic tool that has launched Minswap, which is the LBE. It's very good for raising a lot of liquidity. And then we have CDI, which is a tool that raises liquidity for an existing securities token. And then a lot of projects they want they want to sell the token. They don't want to launch a liquidity pool yet. They want to maybe launch a liquidity pool after. They just want to sell the token and raise fund, and they want to use the pro rata sale that was very successful with Splash and Booten. So that's why we are inspired from the pro rata sale, and that's the ideal. It's a bit different from the other IDO. Other IDO is like first come first serve, especially on other chain. It's first come first serve, and everyone is like susceptible to sniping bots. But like in Cardano, the pro rata sale is more popular.
Yeah,
so yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, just for people who mightn't understand the pro rata, what that means is, say a project wants to raise 1 million ADA, and people can keep contributing. So it doesn't get closed off when it hits the 1 million. It goes for whatever the set amount of time is. So if the raise is that the maximum they want to raise is 1 million, and they actually end up raising 2 million, then 1 million of the ADA is refunded to the users. And because that'll be a 2x, users will get back 50% of their ADA and 50% of whatever token they were trying to buy into. So it's a way of making it fairer for everybody getting involved. And it means that everybody who does contribute tokens gets a piece of the pie. So it does stop bigger whales, I suppose, getting massive chunks of it for some of the real popular ones. So that is a really good aspect of it. And just to step back to Pandora, I did have Sean on the channel here to talk about it, and I think they are a really good project, but it's just bad timing for doing a raise, and nothing could really be done about it. I wasn't expecting, I was expecting ADA to do well over the next while, but not do as well as it has in such a short period of time. So that does create FOMO with people, that they're afraid to let go of their ADA at the minute, in terms of all of these sales are done in ADA as well. If they were done in dollar value, which will be a different type of platform, then people might be more willing to jump in now with the higher price of ADA. But when it's priced in ADA, people are just kind of weighing up the odds right now on what they think is going to happen. But so the IDO is great. What's next for Minswap, or where are you looking now? As mentioned earlier, we will hopefully have a lot more liquidity coming in from the likes of Bitcoin and what's going to happen with Bitcoin OS there. But what's Minswap looking at going forward?
Before I answer your question, Paul, I quickly wanted to mention two things in what you have been saying. First off, very spot on with the example of how pro rata works. Basically, what we are trying to do is eliminate the first come, first serve thing from the equation and let everyone participate, making it fairer for everyone. The second thing, yes, I absolutely believe, not any endorsement, but I absolutely believe what Pandora is trying to achieve or trying to do within the ecosystem is pretty amazing, pretty innovative. And yes, and the problem is timing, of course, but the thing is, no one could have predicted that this would happen exactly when the ID was going to happen. So I don't think it was anyone's fault, if you will. More so the timing went wrong without us being able to calculate what is coming, and that happens in market usually, mostly in crypto. And you mentioned regarding if we had a mechanism to raise with USD value. Well, on IDO we have it such that on our platform Minswap IDO we have it such that if you want to raise USDM or a stable coin instead of ADA, you can pair it with stable coin and make the raise. But projects usually preferred ADA for obvious reasons. But yeah, we have the technical capability to do that as well, not with USD, but with a stable coin in Cardano.
Yeah, that's one that could potentially be more popular. Hopefully, as we get into next year, we're going to see more liquidity coming into stable coins. And then that's definitely an option I think more projects might start to look at. But right now, with liquidity being a bit thin in terms of stable coins, once we get USDA, brings a bit more competition in, USDM starts to pick up more liquidity, I think that definitely becomes more of an option then. So that'd be good to see.
Absolutely, and actually, we have a few other projects coming in line to launch on Minswap. And what we are suggesting as a tech provider, as an advisors, is use it with USDM, use it with a stable coin, not with ADA, because ADA price fluctuates over time, and it might create psychology in between, and your sale might just not go as expected. But yeah, 100% Paul. Now coming back to your question regarding what are the new things coming up. One of the things I mentioned, new projects, more projects coming up for IDO on Minswap. We have internal developments coming up. For example, iOS app, which we proposed during last Catalyst, is in works, and it's expected to come pretty. Well, I wouldn't call it pretty soon, because iOS app needs some development, and we are trying to integrate and make it completely iOS native. So it is taking a little bit of time, but it is worth it. It is worth the wait, because one, at Minswap we don't try to compromise security with what happened 3 years ago, which is a pretty fun story to say. But yeah, there is iOS app, and there is they like we just integrated Cerberus's risk rating, so we have more in line with our partners coming up. I'm not going to name them in particular for obvious reasons, but a lot of things are cooking between us and our partners, and that is very exciting to me in particular. And last but not the least, we have Catalyst Fund 13 right now. We have that ongoing. Our engagement contest that we had went pretty well. We had over 100, and the snapshots have been taken by us yesterday. The contest ended yesterday. We have over 100 plus participants from all over the ecosystem. And the Catalyst Fund 13 voting also actually starts pretty soon, and Minsap has our own proposals in line. uh, we have actually, to be precise, we have three proposals. One is lending market. Yep, thank you for pulling up the link tree, Paul. We have Minswap lending market, long and short positions. We have open batching proposal, and the third one is a peg stabilizing liquidity pool. I can dive deep into it, and I can also have long talk about the technical aspects of it. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what's coming up.
Great. I suppose to me, these are I really like the sound of these. The open matching is something that lots of people are. It becomes a hot topic every so often that people want to see batchers opened. People not familiar with Cardano mightn't be so familiar with batchers, but due to the way the Cardano blockchain works, and we have this element called batching, probably won't get too deep into it in this call, but essentially all your orders are submitted to the contract, and then there's off-chain bots are basically what they are. They go in and they process the orders then, and they can batch them up, multiple orders into one transaction. So at the minute, Minswap run them themselves, but the fact that you're looking to open that up, I think, is great. In terms of the lending market, can you give me the high level of what that is? Is that like going long in the market, like perpetuals or derivatives or something else?
You are very spot on, Paul. So you see, like just right now, we talked about so much going on in Cardano, so many innovative projects coming onto Cardano. Cardano DeFi, in a nutshell, is evolving and rapidly. But the problem Cardano DeFi has right now is fragmentation, is that there is not seamless composability between protocols, so between all different protocols on Cardano that people, that users actually expect in mature DeFi ecosystem. And this problem actually arises from one of our strengths, actually, which is the UTXO model, extended UTXO model of Cardano. I believe Long can talk about the details of this one in particular. But of course, UTXO is our fundamental factor. It is the most important thing, one of the most important thing in Cardano, which gives Cardano the security it has, the determinism it has. But this also comes with with cons, and everything has pros and cons, and the cons are for basically complex multi-step DeFi operations that requires users to perform several steps. So for example, if I or you, Paul, or any Cardano user, if you wanted to do some advanced strategies like long and short positions, and long and short position is just an example, like it is one of the basic advanced strategies, if you will. We manually have to navigate between protocols, and obviously this manual intervention is time consuming one, it's cumbersome, and it's error prone, because we are doing it manually, and we are navigating between different protocols. So this can lead us to pretty significant damages if something bad happens. And another one of the problems is the lack of standardization of protocols, integration protocols in Cardano DeFi. So what we are trying to propose is we are building a stepping stone to this, to overcome this challenge. We are collaborating with an already existing lending borrowing protocol, most likely Liquid. And the reason I say most likely Liquid is because we are not yet sure of whether or not Liquid team, they are very amazing people, whether or not they will be able to provide us with the technical things that we need. So for example, APIs. So we are open. If Liquid is unable to provide us with the necessary requirements, we are more than open to go to a different lending borrowing protocol and ask it from them. But the solution is basically to partner with an already existing lending borrowing protocol and bridge this gap, make a tightly integrated, user friendly, as Minswap focuses heavily on being user friendly, that seamlessly combines the trading facilities of Minswap and the lending borrowing facilities of features of the particular protocol that we'll be partnering with, and bring it into one place.
Okay, I suppose just from a technical side, Long, when you're doing this, you're essentially putting multiple single transactions together. So you're buying an asset, you're providing it as collateral, and then you're looking to use that to take out a loan on the other side to then sell the asset so that you can either go long or short, depending on what way you're setting it up. Would you be chaining transactions, or how would that come together?
Yeah. So it's about composability. Cardano now have lots of DEX, a few lending protocol, but there isn't any product that like compose those DeFi protocol, compose the contract. So that's our idea for the long shot, which is like the most like the simplest way of composing a lending and DEX protocol. Yeah, to answer your question. So whether it's a chain transaction or not will depend on Liquid API. So our vision is to make it a compose chain transaction so that user only need to do one action. But I highly believe it's possible to do a chain transaction, because the batcher we can upgrade the batcher logic so that the batcher can immediately pick up the lending protocol result ETH, and compose that with a batching transaction, or the batcher can immediately use the result of a swap transaction and put it into the lending protocol.
Okay, so that kind of ties in with the open batching then as well. So it would be, say, the likes of me or whoever else meets the requirements, I'm not sure what they're going to be, to be able to run a batcher for Minswap, then all transactions will be included in that. These types of transactions too.
Yeah. So that is okay. So that is the next proposal, right? The open batching proposal is that anyone can become a batcher, and anyone can use the batcher to do a series of compose transaction, a series of training and compose transaction between different smart contract utilities. However, to become a batcher, the issue is that there is it's very difficult for a smart contract to be aware of the global state, because the smart contract is limited in terms of storage size and transaction size. It has limit. So what we do is we have a rule that, like, if you want to become a batcher, you need some stake in the protocol. So you need to stake your Min token or your LP token in the protocol. And if you don't behave well, if you are malicious, then your collateral will be slashed.
Yeah, I think that's good. People should have some skin in the game, because it means that they're incentivized to be, as well as getting paid something from each transaction they batch, then they're incentivized to be a good actor, because if they're not, then they're going to end up losing some of what they put in. So the final one then is the peg stabilizing liquidity pools. You might have to explain that one a little bit to me. Is that deviating away from what the iAssets price is going to be, or how does that one work?
Yeah, so this proposal, to put in a simplest term, is we have an algorithm that, you know, that like on Minswap V2, we have dynamic fee, right? But we currently the fee is not constantly changing. The fee is only changed, like only be set once by the project. So what this do is that we have a fee algorithm for the asset pool, and the fee algorithm will update the fee based on the path of stabilization. And this is a joint proposal. So Minswap will work on the LP fee mechanism, the LP fee system, to constantly updating the fee, and the LP, like the owner of the asset pool, they can vote to delegate the fee updater to a smart contract, and that smart contract will be developed by Indigo. So Indigo will develop a smart contract that can choose the best fee for current Indigo protocol. So once both Minswap and Indigo finally develop this, what will happen is that the LP of the asset pool will delegate the pool updater to the Indigo contract, and the Indigo contract will do the job of like changing the fee to match the current circumstance.
No,
Okay,
perfect. Just to give a little context on why we actually need this proposal, why do we want to do Indigo X Minswap and develop this big stabilizing liquidity pools? So you see, as Cardano DeFi grows, and it is growing at this pace right now, which is uncomparable, which we didn't think of. People actually need stable coins. This has been a discussion for the longest time ever. People need stable coins. People need something that they can convert their liquidity into and be a little secure than compared to the volatile market that we are in. And currently the iAssets, they are not very much stable. They become unstable most sometimes, and we don't want that as Cardano grows, as Cardano matures, because that is a very needed ecosystem, very needed aspect of the ecosystem. So we want to solve that problem. We want to make IUSD, starting with IUSD, stable, and not just IUSD, but iAsset pairs. So any iAsset pairs we want to make, any synthetic asset pairs powered by Indigo, we want to make them stable to what their price is supposed to be. And that's basically the proposal and why we want to do this, until and unless we have something better coming to the ecosystem, which will probably take a long time.
Okay, yeah, I know one of the inhibitors, I suppose, to adoption of IUSD has been the peg, because it was down at 80 cent at one point. I know changes that Indigo have made have helped that in terms of the interest rates and different things, and redemptions that other people can redeem has helped that a bit. But keeping that up in around that $1 peg would really encourage more people to get involved and use it for other assets. So before we close out, anything else that'd be good to mention on Minswap today, or anything that we kind of missed?
We pretty much covered everything. Another thing that I really recently remembered, something that I should have mentioned way earlier, given how the ecosystem landscape is going for Minswap. Actually, we also hit another milestone of getting 200K or 200K wallets for Min. So unique wallets for Min, and that is, correct me if I'm wrong, if it is 2K, 200K or 100K. I believe it is 200K, right? Long. Yep, it is 200K. So we hit 200K unique trading wallets on Minswap, which is pretty amazing. And we hit it pretty recently, while at the same time being in the top 50 dexes on DeFi Llama. So, and we 100% attribute or credit all of what we have been achieving, or what we have achieved so far, to the community who has been so supportive of us since the beginning times. Because one, we didn't have first mover advantage. We had another DEX in the market. We didn't have first mover advantage. So we built from the ground up, from the community. We didn't have any money at either. So it's all community, started with community. And that's why we are so focused on being community centric DEX, on being community centric product. And thus we have this DAO that we have been running for the longest time ever. And yeah. So just want to thank to everyone who's listening, and not even the people who are listening, because there has been a lot of efforts put in by our community members. So want to thank them.
Yeah, I think Minswap really does have a great community, and I think the next 100K, if the ecosystem goes where I think it's going and where lots of people think it's going, the next 100K is going to come a lot faster than the last 100K users on, or unique users on Minswap.
Yep.
Long, any closing thoughts from yourself?
Yeah, so I think this is a huge milestone. It's not on the price, the ADA price is one factor, but like the real reason the ADA price pump will make people take interest in Cardano. But the reason why they stay in Cardano and they go and use Cardano is because of the fundamental, the decentralization and the security of UTXO model. I could also update a bit on what Minswap is, what's going to happen next to Minswap. The IDO is going to be our focus right now. So we are constantly updating the new IDO feature, which with each new project, like we have different kind of like requirement, and like we are fine tuning the IDO model to be the best model for project to do a token sale on Cardano. The second thing is like with the recently surging interest in Cardano, there are a lot of traffic into Minswap, and so we are optimizing the Minswap website loading time to make it faster for trader to trade Cardano token. The third thing is about governance. So we are having not we, but like a community member called Khaled. They have a proposal called distributing bachelor fee to mint staker. And it is a very interesting proposal. So that will give more utility, more fee sharing for the mint staker. Yeah, and the next 1 year we're focusing on what we proposed with Catalyst, the iOS app, and open batching and integration with Indigo and Liquid. So that is a brief summary of Minswap roadmap and plan and what we are currently doing.
And just on the mention, which is pretty funny, you mentioned a lot of traffic coming to Cardano. So what happened is we also, since a lot of traffic is coming to Cardano, a lot of traffic is also coming to Minswap website. So we also just recently had our largest DDoS attack on the website, and that just got the entire website down for some time. And Long had to wake up in the middle of night just to make some rules to Cloudflare to fix it. So
yeah, so that is interesting. So there's like the DDoS attacker, they keep attacking at the midnight in Asian time zone, but I didn't know that. Like Minswap doesn't sleep.
Yeah, not how you want to be woke up in the middle of the night, but I know it was down. Don't think it was down for that long, so it's good to see that now security checks are all in place for, I'm going to say for the next one, because with increased traffic, with increased users, you're going to get more things like that. So it's a constant battle, I would say. But guys, thanks for your time today. I think that has given, hopefully given everyone watching a really good insights into what's going on Minswap, what they can look forward to. The link tree that I showed actually with the proposals, different links to Minswap in general, I will leave that one down below. Any questions anyone has, do leave them in the comment section. Also, you should be able to find the Minswap socials. I think the Discord is probably a really good place to go to get quick answers to your questions or to keep up to date on the latest. So Long, Ramik, thanks very much. Everyone watching, please do share it out. Give the video a like, subscribe if you're new. Lots more Cardano content on the way, and I'll talk to you all soon. Cheers, guys.
Yeah, I also have one more thing to add. I just remember. Yeah, so if you are coming to Cardano and you want to build a trading bot on Minswap, we are developing an API for trading bot for people that want to build trading bot on Minswap, and we just share it privately. So if you are building a trading bot on Minswap, contact us, because we have an SDK. But if you really want to use the SDK, you have to use it with a lot of like API and sometimes like and there a Minswap data sensor like Minswap DB sync, but like using all of them, very straightforward. So what we are thinking is like building a very ready to use set of API for anyone that can integrate with Minswap data, so you can quickly get the data you need and build a transaction to swap. Obviously, there will be a fee charge on the API because we need to develop and maintain the infrastructure for it. But it will make it easier for building a trading board for Minswap. It's just being developed right now and only shared privately. So reach out to us on Discord, create a ticket, and we will like talk to you guys and requirement and like polish the API.
Absolutely. 100%. Well, I just wanted to take a moment to thank you. So thank you, Paul, for having us over here, and to all the listeners for tuning in towards this point. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, no worries. And yeah, again, Discord, from what Long said there, is the place to go if you're interested in the API. I had seen the SDK on the GitHub before and looked into it a little bit. It's good to hear there are APIs coming too. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Thank you for watching us.